Good evening. I'm Scott Krug with the 6:30 GeoSci News. Today's top story, the seasonal flu. At this moment, we are in downtown State College with on-site news reporter Ian Krause with the developing story. Ian?
And thank you, Scott. Yes, we are here in downtown State College where Penn State students are feeling the effects of the seasonal flu. As many of our viewers know, there are different types of the seasonal flu. For a quick description on the seasonal flu, here is Dr. Bruce Gellin from flu.gov.
Influenza, which is a viral infection, occurs every year. It can start as early as October and may go through May of any given year. It tends to peak in late January and early February. The flu tends to circulate in the fall and winter. If you're in the northern hemisphere, that will be between October and February, March, April. You really don't get influenza in the off-season unless you travel to a place where influenza is circulating.
And we thank Dr. Gellin for that quick update about the seasonal flu. As Penn State students continue to have a proven track record of becoming sick, we only had to ask a few students if they knew anybody who recently had contracted the seasonal flu. We're here with Penn State student Kelvin Aberman, who has said his roommate has recently contracted the seasonal flu. Is that right, Kelvin?
Yes, Steve. My roommate Dizzy just got the flu about a week ago.
Would you mind if we actually go interview your roommate and ask him a few questions?
Sure. Come on up.
Thank you for this opportunity. We're here at the apartment of Dizzy Walker to ask him a few questions pertaining to his seasonal flu. For precautionary reasons, we will not be staying long. And we're here with Dizzy Walker. How you feeling today, Dizzy?
I feel like I got hit by a catbus. My head hurts, body aches all over. This dry cough is getting worse. Excuse me.
As you can see, the symptoms of the seasonal flu are quite devastating. As you can see from this nominal data, which is a list of categorical data, the symptoms that Dizzy was suffering from were typical of the seasonal flu. Here are some: fever, coughing, sneezing, tiredness, and a sore throat. Symptoms tend to develop over a few days and include flushed face, loss of appetite, dizziness, and/or vomiting/nausea. Symptoms usually last 4 to 7 days, depending on the individual. Diarrhea is common. As you can see, there are other types of the flu. For example, H1N1, also known as swine flu. If you look at our next clip, this dot density map, which is a map type that uses a dot symbol to show the presence of a feature, in this case, the larger the dot, the larger the amount of swine flu cases there are in a specific location. Here we have data representing seasonal flu and swine flu deaths. Many of our viewers wonder who is most vulnerable when it comes to contracting the flu. Here we have a clip that represents interval data, or data that is quantitative in that the 0 point is arbitrary on the measurement scale. As you can see, the distribution varies in age. However, this newscast will be focusing more on the seasonal flu. Now, let's send it back to Scott at the studio for a closer look at the seasonal flu in Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Ian. This line graph shows the historical progression of the seasonal flu from 2005 to present day. As you can see, there was an obvious relationship between the colder weather and an increase in the number of seasonal flu cases. Specifically, for this flu season, Pennsylvania saw over 6,000 cases of the seasonal flu, peaking around New Year's. At this moment, there are less than 1,000 reported cases of the seasonal flu in Pennsylvania. This choropleth map represents quantitative data that is aggregated to areas, or often called enumeration units. These maps depict quantities aggregated to their regions by filling the entire region with a shade or a color. This is also an example of a small-scale map, as it shows a broader area with less detail. This specific map depicts the number of cases of seasonal flu in Pennsylvania. As we can see, highly populated areas such as Philadelphia and Pittsburgh have a higher number of reported cases. Unlike the cities, lower populated areas such as the counties in the north have a lower number of reported cases. Center County has reported 311 to 584 cases of seasonal flu at this moment.
We thank Dizzy for that exclusive interview, and we here at GeoSci News wish him a speedy recovery. This has been Ian Krause in Downtown State College reporting. Back to you, Scott, with more information about the seasonal flu.
Thank you, Ian. We hope this news segment has enlightened our viewership about the symptoms, recovery, and geographical outlook of the seasonal flu. We here at GeoSci News hope Dizzy Walker and the rest of those affected by the seasonal flu have a quick and safe recovery. For us here at GeoSci 630 News, this is Scott Krug speaking. Stay classy, State College.